I'm all good, beautiful. Lovely to see your pretty face.
Lovely to see you too. Before we start, is this a non-swearing podcast?
Fuck no.
Good answer.
I think I'm a bitch.
Oh, what are you drinking, man?
This is vitamin C and a bit of zinc.
This is coffee, like a normal person. Like,
cheers.
Oh mate, how's it been anyway? Right.
Yeah, I'm all doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. It's nice to see your pretty face. It's been a while, mate.
Yeah, it's good to see me too.
Your
eyes are on crazy.
It might just be the angle, but your hair looks shorter.
No, it's just a receding hairline. If you if you want to zoom in, I wouldn't suggest it. It's pretty bad. 26 going on. I mean, what age do people lose their hair normally? 60?
I think stuff starts going like in the 30s, something like that.
Okay, I'm not too far like forward.
Yeah, as in not everyone does, but if you are going to do it, it's going to happen. But I mean, I'm doing the same as well, mate. I mean, like, but it's not too.
Yeah.
With me, it's more like a thinning, like these bits.
Yeah, these thin a bit, and then they gradually just fuck off. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
that's fun.
The thing is, I think for the both of us, we know we can just go bald at some point, so we're just gonna do that.
I am 100% not scared.
Oh, me neither. Nah.
Shave it. Save tons of money on shampoo and conditioner and haircut.
Yep.
And you get to wear pretty hats, so there's that as well.
Yeah, keep your hair perpetually warm.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, beanies, flat peaks, truckers, whatever kind of hat you want.
Yeah, loads. How's work, man?
Well, I haven't done anything with it the last month. So.
Oh, is it lockdown? Oh.
So today that we're filming this is the 28th of November. So I'm going back on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Which would be good, get some routine back, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's difficult to maintain some semblance of like normality and routine when you're not normal things like going to work and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult, but there are ways to manage and stuff. I saw a post saying this guy and his girlfriend, she was having a lot of issues with, just like loneliness and sort of, because he was going to work and just generally couldn't find a routine and stuff like that. And he suggested, wake up on what time you would normally wake up for work, get dressed and stuff like that as you were going to go out, and then carry on with your day.
Yeah.
And that sort of helps build a routine and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a weird sort of lockdown for me compared to the last one. I mean, what's been happening with you in the last few weeks?
So I got back from Armoured Gunnery Rangers in Lulworth Friday.
Cool.
I did previous Sunday, and then the week before that, I was on another divisional level planning exercise. So yeah, it's been quite a lot of being away from home, which sucks at the moment because Jasmine's self-isolating from work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So struggling a bit with that. But you've obviously self-isolated when Amy had the uni scare or whatever.
Yep.
And from another exercise I was doing recently. So yeah, we all feel the pain of, it's just, you wake up and you're like, well, what do I do today? You've got to, clean your house, stuff like that. Mundane stuff, routine stuff like washing dishes, hoovering, like cleaning and all that sort of stuff. Then what? Like, it's interesting. People deal with it different ways. Like some people have a higher tolerance for it, but I think most people struggle a bit.
I think it depends. I think the first time around was cool because like literally the day of lockdown, I bought a new Xbox and I'm like a shitload of games. I am sorted. So I had a blast for like the first couple of weeks.
Were you living there now, or was it back in?
No, still here. Still here. We've been here. Jesus, how long have we been here now? Over a year. Yeah, October 4th last year. Yeah.
Man, time flies, man.
It's mental. It seems to be going quicker as well. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. I've noticed though, as we grow up, like years are shorter.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Like this year, me, it's flown.
Well, especially this year, we lost 4 months, so you know.
Yeah.
Effectively.
To be fair, unless it's been. No, to be fair, like I've only had. I remember the first lockdown, I only had 2 weeks off. And then we were getting like levels of preparedness and stuff like that, so we went back into work anyway. So, it's not really affected me too much. Quite lucky in that respect, I think.
Yeah, just your sort of mental sanity, just keeping doing shit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because during that time, were you actually like doing anything, or was you saying, was it just like to prepare if certain things happen?
So we had gunnery ranges in Castle Martin down in Wales, down near the coast. We're prepping all the vehicles and all that sort of jazz for that, which took a bit of doing because the vehicles were in shit state as per usual. And it's just all the sort of like background stuff behind that. So we're doing that as well as. Well, to be fair though, a lot of people didn't go into work. Like from my. Yeah, because they weren't needed. Whereas people like me and a few others who had like more technical jobs.
Yeah.
And like skills and that, we went in because we could do the work to support, the preparation for the Rangers. Few people, I know that some of the platoons had a lot of like we are now, like Zoom, like lessons.
Okay.
With the sort of category of like PT, Phys, they all download like Strava and stuff like that, all those kinds of apps, and so they could log what they were doing and it would be reported up as like proof you were doing it. So I think a lot of businesses, like we've all seen the memes about it, like you join a Zoom meeting, you turn your video off, you turn your mic off, and you just sort of like ghosting it.
Yeah.
So there's ways around that the army's try to employ, and it's worked to a degree. But I was in work.
There was this there was a story about a guy called Jeffrey Toobin who wrote the OJ book, and he was on a Zoom call. Everyone was like, "Okay, we'll have a quick break." He forgot to turn his camera and mic off, and he's just sat there just jerking off.
Man, proud.
But they were just like, "Oh, dude, like, yeah." But
Stop, go.
Yeah. But his explanation, he was like, "Oh shit, I thought the camera was off." that was his explanation. He was like, "I thought it was off." It was like, "What? What do you want me to do?"
Well, something was coming off.
Yeah, literally. But he couldn't like keep it together for that long. I was like, "That's fucking brilliant."
Brutal. Like to work and shit. Like, oh god.
Oh man,
the whole.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I think there was some other one as well. It was like this government, like, I don't know, ministers meeting or whatever in, I think it was like Cuba or something like that. And there was just this couple who again forgot to turn off, and they were just having sex in the background, and you're like, all right. I get it. It probably is really boring, but come on, just turn everything off, man.
Yeah. That was mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, some people just can't resist it. It's got to be done.
It's got to be done, but like, just turn your mic and camera off, man. Yeah, Jesus.
Not bloody hard. It's just 2 buttons. Easy.
Yeah, legit. Like, how's Laura and Les and that?
Yeah, they're all good. They've got a new pup.
Yeah, I saw on various social medias. It looks adorable.
Yeah, I haven't met the little buggy yet, but apparently he is an adorable little flappy-eared dude. He's the Cavapoo, something like that, I think. No,
I don't know.
He's like a Bichon Frise mixed with someone else. I don't know, but he's literally just like this little cloud just running around.
Yeah, he looks quite fluffy.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't met him yet, but he looks adorable. Yeah, all sorted.
They've got their in place now, right?
Yeah, so they're in Reigate.
Where the fuck's that?
It's like 10 minutes outside Gatwick.
Oh, so it's a fair distance from where you are now.
Yeah, but it isn't too bad. If you avoid the M4, M25, it's like an hour.
I mean, no matter where you're going, try and avoid the M4 and 25. Like, just shit.
Just stay off the M25. It's just not good for your health.
Yeah, it's just not.
No.
Like 27, amongst other roads and that to and from work to get home, and it's all right, but they're doing the smart motorways and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's average speed checks. Everything just grinds from like 70, 80, let's be honest, and then down to 50.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it just feels like you're walking, like because the motorways are so big, you're just like,
yeah,
you just get a delusion of speed.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
I got completely ruined last year at a speeding ticket in the same place because it says 50 and people are like, and it says like varying speed cameras or whatever. You're like, yeah, sure, they put the cameras in. So you're just like,
is there?
Yeah, sure. So we were going down to Brighton, so we went for the weekend. So we went Friday and then came back home and then went again Saturday. And then I got like a week later, I got these 2 letters through the post, both at like 11:03 in the morning, saying you blew 70 at a 50 thing. I was like, oh shit.
I guess they were cameras.
I was like, damn it, they were there. But it was like literally the same place, the same time, both days.
You idiot.
It's all right, mate. Points on the license and a speed awareness course is all good fun.
Yeah, Brian's getting caught, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, to be fair though, it's partly kind of funny because it's just funny, and equally, I can actually say I've been on one of the speed awareness courses, and my God, it's boring.
Yeah, I've heard they're not fun.
It's just dull. You're just like,
yeah,
try and work your way through it. So
do what I do. Just do what I do. Don't get caught.
Hey, mate, I've been driving this for 6 years, and that was the first time I've been caught. Thank you very much.
That is very good. Thing is, though, if you get caught speeding and you're 25 now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you get caught when you're under 25, I think your license just gets revoked or some shit. Like there's some sort of age limitation where like a certain offence. No. So if you build up, was it 12 points max?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get 12 points, your car gets your driving license gets revoked, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think if you get 6 points and you're under 25, your license gets revoked anyway. Or something like, oh, you have to be driving under 2 years or some shit like that. There's like a niche area that a lot of lads at work, because they're dickheads when it comes to driving and amongst other things, they out with.
Yeah.
And yeah, they turn into work and they talk to Sergeant Major like, yeah, about that driving license I
had to be an operative word.
Yeah. Legit. Mental.
Yeah, I think it's actually hard. I don't know if it's harsher, but I think it's like the first year you have a completely squeaky clean record. Otherwise, they're like, yeah, give us the license back, and you got to do the whole thing again.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, I kind of get it, but
yeah, I think as soon as you learn a new skill, such as driving in that, if you pick up bad habits early on, you're more likely to do them for the entire time you're doing whatever you're doing, such as driving.
Oh yeah.
You'd like try and do things like pucker squeaky clean, like for the first like year or whatever. I think you're more likely to be a more responsible driver. I think that's probably the logic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the two of us, we are both have mutual acquaintances who it's fucking terrifying to be in the car with. So
Who's that?
We're not naming names on this thing, mate. We're not here to shame people.
I'm all about that. Who?
No, not on this. This will last for all time. So I'm not gonna name names here. I'll text you later.
Yeah, we don't know.
But yeah, I mean, there's some. I think the ones that bug me actually no, I can just text you now. The ones that bug me the most are the ones where it's kind of like they brake too late, and you're just like, you feel like you're like, oh, we're gonna crash. And at the last bit, they catch it. You're like, oh god.
Yeah. But sometimes it's like a conscious decision. It's not like they're not paying attention. They're like, oh shit, I've got to stop. It's
exactly.
And you're like, no, you haven't. Just brake, man. Chill.
I know it's not right. There we go. But then I'm trying to think. 'Cause you got other ones. You got like Joe and Alex, who are, yeah, exactly. You got we got a few of our mates who are mechanics, and they're just like precision. It's just so precise about how they drive the whole thing.
Yeah, it's their realm. It's their passion, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
You'll find that though, people that enjoy cars, that they really enjoy cars. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I like this. It's like, I love cars. You're like, all right, mate, chill.
and the knowledge they get at some point. I remember one time we were coming back from the gym, I think, and we were driving along, and he went, something's not right, and we were like, oh, how do you know? He's like, oh, I can hear it, and we were like, how do you hear that?
Yeah, because I used to, well, I say used to be, I still am, like a driver for, the Warrior that we drive.
Yeah, the big boys.
Yeah, the big ones. The big and you can hear when the engines, like, I can tell when a wagon's driving past, like, what sort of gear it's in and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, you pick up these things after, using them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably amplified by being, a mechanic for, who's Alex mechanic for?
Audi.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Joe worked for some sort of big driving car company, sorry.
So he started off working for a HGV company.
Oh yeah, because he used to fix all our man trucks.
Exactly.
Like blokes driving in, like, it's broken. How I managed to break that? He's like,
they'd be like, "Thanks, you assholes." Yeah,
that weren't me.
You're like, "Hey, how weren't me?" Yeah. So he did all of that. So yeah, he had the Obama stuff, and he had some. I think he had one which he said was horrific to work on. I mean, I think it was I'm going to use the word wrong, but it was like an abattoir truck or something. It like transported meat.
Oh yeah.
And so he was just like, the army was like number 2, and then that was number 1 for how bad it was, because it just stank, and there was just bits of stuff everywhere. He was like, "This is so you should have seen this before we brought this to us."
Yeah, I think, like, if you're a mechanic, I bet you get like loads of people that bring their cars in, and it's just filthy. You're like, oh, just get a grip of your life, man. Like,
literally,
just clean out your car. It's not hard.
No, it's good to get it done.
I bought a Christmas tree this morning, and now my car's full of the little spine. What are they called? Furs?
It's usually pine, aren't they? They're like little needles.
Yeah, the little needles.
Oh, camera's gone. What's happening? Oh, he's back. There we are.
I was blacked out for a second. Yeah, it's my car's full of it now, so I'm like.
Did you get a real one or a fake one?
A real one. My first real. I've always had a plastic in the past because growing up with parents, we had dogs all the time, so it wasn't worth it. And now we've got the little bastard Nigel. It's going to be fun.
Can you just tell the audience who Nigel is?
He's a little arsehole. So I've got a cat. His name's Nigel. He's a black cat. He's about, 17, 18 weeks old now.
Yeah.
Getting big.
Something like that. We'll see. Have you put it up now or just in the car?
So it's outside in the garden, sort of, we're letting gravity sort of,
Yeah.
Because obviously other than net, gravity sort of splay them out a bit. So
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what you need. How do you reckon he's going to deal with it?
I think I reckon he'll avoid it initially because it's like, that's new in the house. He's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then he'll approach you with a certain level of caution, and then he'll be intrigued, and then he'll just fucking knock it over or some shit. 'cause he's an arsehole.
Or you'll come down in the morning, you'll be like, where's the cat? And you can't find him for a couple of hours. He's just like in the tree.
His little eye beaming out the tree.
Yeah.
Just jabs you.
Yeah, you'd be like, the tree? What the fuck? He would spend the whole time just like knocking baubles off, like, fuck.
Yeah. That's right. I just shoot with a Nerf gun like when he climbs the curtain. Little bastard.
Mate, I've been seriously contemplating getting my collection back again with them, because the newer ranges they've got, the new version they've got, they fire little balls about that big.
Yeah, yeah.
And how they reload looks so damn easy, because it's basically just a big plastic tube and you just pick up all the balls like that.
Oh, on the bottom of the magazine, there's like a. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm debating, but I don't know.
We just like have a few Nerf guns around to shoot each other in the face with.
Hell yeah, it's got to be done.
Especially when it gets. So I'm glad we didn't get the newer ones with the balls.
Yeah.
Taking a few balls to the eyes wouldn't be. Unless you're blind, I mean, crack on, but.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to know then, are you? Well, then it might just end up in the socket and just replace it.
Yeah, you get shot in the face. You're like, ah. You come back, you've just got this yellow eyeball. You're like, Jesus.
You're like, oh. You'd be like that dude from Pirates of the Caribbean who's got that wooden eye. And...
Oh yeah, he's got the plastic eye or whatever, and he's got a fork. Like...
That is imagine if you had to use cannons like that. You have to pick up the ball, ram it. No, I even know what would be like. What is the original like traditional order for putting stuff in like a cannon or a musket?
Sort of like gunpowder or propellant.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the main barrel, and then you probably have some fuse that sticks in the top. Maybe like a tiny little hole that you poke it through.
Yeah.
And then as it burns down, it ignites a propellant and then just fires the cannonball out.
Bloody hell.
I don't fucking know.
I wonder how long it would take to actually like reload a cannon, a musket, whatever.
So musket, I think the average back in like Napoleonic era, the average for the British soldier was about 2 rounds a minute, which isn't a lot.
No shit.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because apparently I didn't know this. There was the next step up from there was the Texas Rangers created the revolver, so it was Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
Because they were fighting against the Comanches, and the Comanches were able to fire like 40 arrows a minute, and on horseback, because they could control the horse with their knees. And so like the Pilgrims from England were just getting slaughtered, and they were like, we need to make something better than this.
So they made the gun.
Well, they made specifically Smith and Wesson, the revolver, so you can fire so much quicker.
Yeah.
Well, I think anyway.
In out west was the Winchester repeater rifle. That was a game changer. Yeah.
What sort of time scale did that come out?
Hey, you are asking the wrong man.
I would think I'd be asking the best man.
Let me Google that. 1866, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Old West. That's cool. But yeah, if you look back, like how long humans have been around, and then how short, like period of time in like comparison, like technology exploded into like depth and just width of field. Like everything to do with your life has procedurally just improved. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird because it all happened around like the Renaissance Industrial Revolution time for the start time for where we're at now. Yeah, it's odd because you've got like the in human species in the big developments, you would have had the agricultural revolution, then the cognitive revolution. So, which obviously made us farm better, create more stuff, create more, able to interact more and more language. So those are the big things, but they took a huge amount of time to get done. Whereas, yeah, to your point, like where we are now, this is a comparatively really short jump to get all of this shit happen. And like where we are right now, the fact we can do this is weird, it's bonkers.
Yeah, if you like take a minute to think about all the technology we use.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's interesting. But yeah, like the agricultural, industrial revolution were definitely catalysts for, the progression of technology. That's 100%.
Actually, let me just consult the source, because I've got a rough guide for when these happened. I don't want to get my dates wrong.
I mean, there's no like history invigilator here.
Yeah, just to make sure I do more talking shit. Okay, so
always talk shit. What are you on about?
Okay, agricultural revolution was 12,000 years ago. Cognitive was 70,000 years ago. See, okay, here we go. So Renaissance was 500 years ago. So that's when you had like Copernicus, Darwin, Da Vinci, that sort of shit. No, not Darwin. Darwin was later. And then the Industrial Revolution was 1800.
Yeah,
there you go. So 70,000 years when we had the cognitive. 7,000 years ago, 12,000 was agricultural. So that's when the big shit happened. And then you're thinking, okay, barely a fraction, like a blink of an eye, in compared to all that whole fucking timescale, we've all the way up to where we are now.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about.
Yeah. You wonder what would catalyze it, because the other ones would if you went from the other ones from a perspective of being like evolution, it would make sense because there's millennia gaps between all of them, whereas this has only been a couple hundred years. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about though. Like, if certain events in history didn't happen, what was the outcome of that? So, who knows?
Or maybe it was just the case, it was like the snowball effect, in that the fact that it would have started so small back then, and because of how much time had gone past, just each leap would be huge anyway, because it is just bigger and bigger each time.
Yeah, it's not progression of things. Yeah. That's cool. How's Amy and Louise?
Yeah, doing all good. Louise is finishing up her. What's she doing? She's selling her car. She's getting a cheaper one, because the current one was just too much of a drain. So she's off in out in Essex today, having a look at minis.
Oh yeah, what's she doing work right now?
So she works for Wellington College. Program. Yeah, mate, that's some fancy schmancy stuff there.
Is that?
Oh. Yeah, she says like Hogwarts.
Sick.
That sounds pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Amy, is she back to uni or?
Yeah, so she's in up in Nottingham at the minute, but she'll be back Thursday. She'll be back because the term finishes on Wednesday.
Really, already?
Yeah, well, I think unis are notorious for having like huge breaks, and I think especially now more than ever, because it's just like
100%, yeah.
There's nothing for them really to do. But whether she's going to be coming back and doing some work from home, I don't know. But
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But I think it'd be cool for just for her and a bunch of her mates, for all the ones that come back, so they can actually have a catch up together. Because I mean, whenever we had mates of ours who were at uni, then came back and we hung out with them, it was just like it was all guns blazing, because we went to see each other for however long. There was all excitement and everything. You had that, obviously, the bullshit of the last few months, and then you're just like, it's going to be even crazier.
Yeah, but it's a nice crazy. It's like a welcoming crazy.
Oh yeah, massively.
I think the thing with uni, obviously, both of us haven't been to uni.
Yeah.
But from Jasmine and saying, and other people I talked to have been to uni, it's more of an experience as well as finding yourself sort of type deal, as well as obviously getting your degree and learning. So I can imagine the breaks help with that. But apparently, like, a lot of it is, it's like mindset. It's like teaching you how to learn properly. Is that a better sort of say it? Yeah, but obviously I can't clarify that because obviously we haven't been, have we? But what would you do if you went to uni now?
Well, my initial idea was to do a joint philosophy and psychology degree.
That'd be good.
Which was philosophy.
You're boring, Christ, and you're boring. I like books. Yeah, fucking hell, yeah.
Call me boring, bitch.
Warhammer, mate. You can't.
Shut up. I've got that, and I've got my weights down there. Call me boring, arsehole. Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I wanted to do. I mean, philosophy, if I did it now, I could probably do it quite easily. Psychology would probably be more of a challenge.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to Jess about it, obviously. Like, you know.
Yeah.
A major in psychology.
Yeah. I don't know, because yeah, I mean, that's what ideally I'd probably do. I think to your point about people saying that it teaches you to learn, I think if someone did a philosophy degree, for example,
especially, yeah, I can imagine, like perception of things.
And more, it teaches you more communication skills, really. It teaches you more arguments, like as in how to structure your point if you want to get it across, how to structure debates and argument, that sort of stuff from there. So I think philosophy itself is really applicable because it forces you to look in a broader picture at stuff as opposed to just this narrow focus. So I think something like that.
Only concentrating on your own opinion and what sort of encompasses that realm of whatever you're talking about. You take a wider angle of it. Yeah, I think it's important. I think a lot of people would nowadays anyway would benefit from like a perspective, not change or alterate. Well, yeah, I suppose alteration, where like they're just people are very much, they don't know how to deal with being wrong. So they blindly ignore things that would disprove their opinions. Having an opinion, fine. But there is factors on. You know, obviously, I'm a big believer in a scientific method of all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One second. Hang on, I think someone at the ground.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, mine were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
just you.
Go on.
Just you and Al?
Oh, no, it's me and Dad.
Ah, yeah. How's he doing? You all right?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's got a few little music projects bubbling around, so he's doing that at the minute, keeping him busy. I think, yeah, to your point, there's definitely... That's interesting, actually, because if you've gone to university and you find a set discipline that hasn't made you think outside the box, then you've never will experience, or you probably have a smaller experience of being wrong or being proven to be wrong or having to think otherwise.
Yeah, you'd probably actively, well, not actively, but subconsciously probably avoid situations that could alter what your opinions are, if you know what I mean. You see what I mean?
It's interesting.
A lot of people do that.
Because that can certainly, be a contributing factor to previous generation, this generation, or however many beforehand, who would have been to university, done these linear courses, so mathematics, physics, whatever, for argument's sake, and then that's all they've done, and then they haven't considered anything else. So when they then come into the real world, spend a couple of years here, and then come to, how they interact with other people and voting and all that sort of shit, they're not going to think about other stuff as opposed to what just looks obvious to them straight away because of their whole education in it.
I mean, it's very easy to highlight these issues with mentality and stuff like that, but everyone's guilty. I'm not saying that we're not above that. I'm just saying,
yeah,
it's interesting to think about. Yeah,
very much so. But for yourself, what would you have done if you got to uni?
Good question. I'm similar vein to you in the sense of probably psychology is quite important. Other than that, I don't really know. I don't even know what courses are out there, to be honest. I haven't even entertained the idea of uni before, so I'd have to see what you could do from, you know, a wide spectrum of universities and higher learning places, to see what's available. Like, bit of me that I would enjoy that. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't just, I'd do this. Yeah, I'd lean towards psychology as well as, you know, a few other things. But yeah, I think with psychology it helps you as well, not just your, you know, interactions with others.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna, you know, people that do psychology don't just straight go out and be, you know, a counselor or, you know, a psychiatrist or whatever. It's a good learning about yourself and about, like, you know, obviously the human mind, but it's behavioral as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an endless subject and all the aspects they go to. I think it's I think it's
broad as fuck.
Yeah. Well, with them, would you, stupid hyperbolic, but if you could go back and do anything different, would you do anything? Would you go to uni, or would you have stayed where you're doing now?
I don't know. Like I think looking back, you're looking back with a different mindset, a different headspace. You know, obviously we're more mature than we were when we were, you know, I mean, what age did people go to uni? 18, 17, 18?
Speak for yourself about the maturity, mate.
So it'd be easy to say, oh, you know, I'll do this differently, I'll do that. Everything's better in hindsight, isn't it? It's if you actually to you know, there, good England, would you actually change anything? Like, I don't know. I think if I was being transparent, I probably wouldn't.
Cool.
Yeah. I think I was one of the first of our, like, group to have a stable job. Do you know what I mean? It's like a full-time career job.
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't know what percentage, but like quite a large percentage of our friends went to uni or higher learning and stuff like that, didn't they?
Yeah, probably. Well, I'm trying to think how we're working out. It's probably about 60%, I think. 60, 70.
Yeah, because I think it was obviously myself.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, it's probably higher level than that. The people who didn't go, it's probably me, you, Josh, Joe, Alex.
Yeah.
At the time it felt like a lot, but it's because a lot of them delayed it a year. So
yeah.
Okay, 5 didn't that I can think off the top of my head. So okay,
yeah,
probably 90% then fine.
Yeah, like
good math. And this is why I didn't go to uni. Yeah, 5% of us didn't go.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But I don't think we've suffered.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, definitely not. And I think it's become more and more apparent over the last few years for that as well, because you're seeing more and more people and more things, and the society where it's moving and where the money is not just in these career paths anymore. It's not just from these separate these set moves, as in like primary school, secondary school, sixth form, university, career, death. It's not that anymore. It's you can skip several other stages.
Yeah, you don't have to go to uni to get a gleaming job, do you?
No, absolutely not. Because university for the most people would be you get away from your family, you get away from the friends you built, you'd make bigger and better friendships, you'd go to a different city, live a different way. So that's the life experience you get in that way. I mean, for yourself, I mean, how many countries have you been to?
Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7.
Yeah, there you go. So a new one a year. I mean, most uni students won't go to anywhere besides the place they're moving. They're having uni at, or if they have a placement year, it'll be one place.
Yeah, well, depending on what obviously you want to do. But yeah, it's true. But I don't know. just like what I was alluding to earlier, it was, uni is also a place of new experiences, and it's like you said, it's breaking away from home. It's that clear divide between you have to go to school, you have to do this, you have to do this, like, parent led, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And I want to go to uni, I want to do this, this, and this. And then it's sort of that gap between your life and what you want to do. It's like you've taken control of your life. And obviously the age where you're 17, 18. So that's, you're legally an adult and all that shit. So it's a very important step. But you don't necessarily have to go to uni to do that. I just think for a vast majority, it's a lot easier to do that sort of way, that path. So
yeah. I think, and it depends entirely on your sort of outlook as well. I mean, it's very easy for some people to look at it and be like, oh, I'm not really feeling responsibility or work or anything yet. I'll just stay in education because for the first year I can just drink the whole year. It doesn't really matter. Believe
me, I know people that are like 30 plus that should not have responsibility. And they avoided it, and that's their prerogative. But it's very much an individual basis. And yeah. But there's a lot to be said about responsibility and the maturity that responsibility lends, and the growth that offers. Having more responsibility, especially of other people, like duty of care and stuff like that with certain jobs, you're responsible for the welfare of others. Say you're a supervisor in for instance, like John out there, a shop floor and a mechanics. You're a supervisor, you're most likely, obviously I don't know, but you're most likely responsible for some level of health and safety. So you have duty of care for that level of responsibility. And it draws people. And if you were to do sort of a study, I'd imagine more responsibility sort of comes along with growth that sort of matches it, if you see what I mean. But yeah, you're not going to get that if you go to uni, I don't think. No, you don't. Why? Yeah. You from because you maybe personal responsibility. You're on your own. Yeah. Well, I think first years in halls. Is that right? It's the rough model, yeah. Ish. And then most people house share with other students. They're not probably. So, especially that first sort of, if you're doing it by the book, first bit in halls, you're in your own one-man room, and then you've got your responsibility of your life. If you don't buy food, you will not eat. It's not like living at home where your parents buy food for you as well. So you have that level of responsibility and the growth that comes with that, but that's natural progression in life. But yeah, I think we know. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. No, it was good. I was enjoying it. It's it's kind of a chicken and egg kind of thing, because exactly as you're saying, is you give someone a little bit of responsibility, they either fail and then you don't give it to them again, or they rise to it and they grow because of it, and then the responsibility and the growth keeps going up in a graph that way. But you're never going to know what someone's capable of if you don't give it to them, whether they can keep going forever or they plateau at a certain point. Yeah, some people aren't meant for responsibility. Some people, it's a bit like learning. Some people are really fast learners, no matter what the subject is. Some people are they struggle a little bit, and then some people are they have real struggle with it. I think it's the same with responsibility. If you thrust load of responsibility on a 17, 18-year-old, 9 times out of 10 they're going to cripple. They're going to just crumble. But if you slowly introduce it that way, it's probably be all right. But even if you do fall, it's not, oh, well, you can't handle it. It's you've sort of plateaued, and then you need time to adjust, and then try a bit further. Do you know what I mean? It's always about progression. I think it would. I mean, there's individualism is such a huge. Part of it, but I think it depends on the circumstance as well. Like if it was, we're going to give you some responsibility just because let's see what happens.
but it doesn't really matter if you fuck it up. People are going to be like, okay, what's it? Some people won't take it so seriously, and they'll probably screw it up. But if it was,
it doesn't matter.
exactly, yeah. But then and then for some people they'll act the same either way. But for some people, if you then put it in a situation where it's like, this is deadly serious, you need to look after your sisters now because I've got to move to this country for that work. Either your dad's got to move to that country for this for that work. Then
yeah.
Hmm?
Severity of the responsibility, I get.
Yeah, but they might that the eldest child might either crumble again because they're like, I can't deal with this, or they were like, cool, this is serious, I'm going to take it deadly serious, and these are the stakes. I don't know.
Like you said, it's highly individual.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know like the rough curve from it. No, I'm just because part of my head about what you're saying about the people who are 30 plus who shouldn't have responsibility. I'm wondering whether it's just who they are, or maybe there's like a discipline aspect.
So a few people, it's just how they are. They're not very mature. But there's people that are a lot younger that have had responsibility, and they flourished, and they've got a clear headspace. They're quite mature about things and stuff like that. But yeah, it's highly individual. But it'd be interesting to see the people that are older that can't handle it or refuse, or don't want to ever, how they were previously.
Yeah.
What build up to that? It's be interesting.
Yeah, no, only off the discipline side of it, because you're one of the most disciplined people I know.
Well, you say that.
Okay, you have been. Hey,
Yeah.
when you were trying to get heavier so you could pass get in, that was what, like 5 days a week? You were just on it all the time. Yeah, that was fun. But I mean, that was that's incredibly admirable for that there. And you're, what are you, 8.5 years in?
No, so it'll be 8 years in April. So about 7.5.
Oh right, yeah, cool, yeah. I mean, yeah, and everything you've done throughout there. Just for the listeners at home, would you like to just give it a quick, a brief summation of your role and occupation?
So, in the British Army, have been since I was, God, what was it? I was almost 18 when I went through basic training. Late 17. I'm 26 now, just. Been in, obviously, the whole time in the infantry, but I've specialised in communications within the infantry. And yeah, it's been all around the world. Was in Afghanistan, 2014. Been to loads of places. Been quite fun, but there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
But as it stands, I'm sticking to it for a little bit longer. Yeah, I think I'll get to probably a 12-year point, and then I'll decide if I want to get caught in the pension trap or not. That's like the deciding point for the people that are in the forces. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. So I'm most likely going to promote again, either earliest December, latest January.
Good man, awesome.
That should be fun. Bit more money, and responsibility. That's like we're talking about.
Ties it in.
It's nothing I haven't done before though, because you'll find, especially with the army, you step up in terms of like your job role. So you have your job role, but then like your responsibilities and like what you need to do, you'll find that it'll bridge higher than what you're getting paid for, essentially.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a bad thing. That prepares you more for moving upwards in your career. So
yeah,
good fun.
What's the rank you're going to go for then?
So I'm a Lance Corporal at the moment, and I'll be moving to Corporal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Well, what have you got to do a certain selection again for this, or?
No. So I've been eligible for about a year and a half now. So
okay.
It's so we call them PIDs in the army. It's just like, is that job available for you to promote into? And I've been waiting for that PID to open.
Got ya.
the guy I'm taking over, he's leaving early December, and then I'll move to that role. And then when paperwork and all that shit marries up, then I'll promote. Yeah, it's like anything. Any business like plan is bureaucracy. It's just like all the paperwork and people are meeting and stuff, and then you have an outcome. But yeah, no different from the army.
Yeah. I can imagine there's well, I imagine that I would imagine there's even more fucking paperwork in the army as well.
Right, so much fucking paperwork.
It's the downside to the responsibility we're talking about. You got to get very good at writing and not getting hand cramp.
Yeah. So when you're a private or rifleman or whatever, like just finish basic and then you're there. You don't really see it. You don't really see the paperwork, but as soon as you start promoting, you run out of penning. So yeah, it sucks, but it's all fun and games. Yeah. But yourself, man. So you're the was it assistant manager for Moss Bros? Is it still?
Yeah, still the same out there. Largely reduced team, but I think that's the case for every retail sector.
Current climate, yeah, everyone understands. I've heard that a few department stores there are closing down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think which ones have gone.
Probably. I don't know if I'm late to the game with that news. I don't know.
Well, they keep the list keeps changing. Like some, for example, Paper Chase went in February, but that came back last month in a different unit. Office is gone. Crew left and then came back 2 months later. So you're like, fine. Debenhams is gone. TM Lewin's gone.
Debenhams was massive anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the company still exists. They just chose that particular one. So the nearest one was like Basingstoke. So it's still a huge one there.
Yeah, in Festival Place. Yeah, so it's not too bad either. From Reading to Basingstoke, it's like 20 minutes on the train, I think, and there's a direct train there as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't like Basingstoke as a place, but Festival Place is all right to hang out in.
Yeah. No, I completely wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
It's like Blackadder goes, oh, God, it's a barren featureless wasteland. If you're from Birmingham, fucking hell. Basingstoke, we're not shitting on you. It's just the place you live.
You can't argue. It's just the way it is,
Yeah.
And they're all like, yeah, we know, we get it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, for us, we've gone from a team of 12 to
which isn't a lot to begin with, really.
It was weird. I was remarking about it the other day. It was weird because we used to have, because we split over 2 floors. I don't know, probably about 1,000 square feet total. We on like a Saturday, on our busiest day, we'd have like 11 people there. So I'd be like 3 to open, 3 to close, and then like the other 5 like in the middle, just so they turn up, do their shifts, and go home, kind of thing. And sometimes that didn't feel like enough, but we've been doing weekends, 2 members of staff a day.
Really?
Yeah, it's mental. It's so crazy. We just don't need it. Like some days have been real busy, and they're just like,
it's the struggle. And it's a lot of people again, good England. A lot of people are, especially businesses, struggling to like financially retain, people on their books. It's quite a struggle. I see a lot of places been hit, and I don't think it's something that's going to clear up in the next year.
No.
But I don't know when finish. Like, we don't.
The most recent estimate I've heard, and that was just because of this guy who was saying that in the past, pandemics have revolved around an 18-month window. It's looking like June is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Which I don't.
Yeah, I can see that.
because since coming back in June this year, I have not, like, life has been fine. Like I can't think of anything I haven't been allowed to do.
No, for me, it's basically situation, no change. It's but you know, I live with 2 nurses. I mean, we're all key workers. That's not affected us really.
Yeah, and I've been really fortunate to be in a similar situation as well.
Yeah. Well, I say it's not really affected us. Obviously, those 2 were actually dealing with it, like on the front lines and shit. So don't it has affected them, but you know, in terms of like employment wise, it hasn't. Yeah, it's a real struggle, and obviously there's the whole like, was it the welfare sort of grants and stuff like that? Trying to keep businesses, especially small businesses, afloat.
Yeah.
Government, it's the big issue now, other than the obvious pre-existing ones, is we're borrowing all this money from whatever we're generating it, but it's not a sustainable thing. You can't keep up this spending government wise. The people, and it's like, it's not that people don't deserve it. Of course they fucking do. It's their livelihood. It's their homes, jobs, whatever. It's not sustainable. But there's hope. There's that that virus that's 95% or 90% fucking proof or whatever, I fucking know. That's rolling around soon. It's December. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because there's part of it that just needs to be just give people the freedom to choose what they want to do. In
what sense?
In the fact that like, if you will risk your own life, you will risk your life and by going out there and being exposed to this thing at your own risk. So if you get ill from it, but as in, like, you be ill from it, but we're under no obligation. If we're not able to, we're under no obligation to help you, as in, like, for the NHS, for example. I personally think it should be like that. I think it should be like, just do everything as we had done beginning of this year, and just say, this is all the risk we're doing, because this is no different to how it had been when our common flu come around. We just haven't been exposed to this particular thing, which is why it's more dangerous, because it's new to our system.
Yeah, so every year the flu vaccine changes because flu is seasonal, and then when it comes back around, it's mutated.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the issue with coronavirus is it's not people like you and me when we're not really relevant in this. Although a few cases in that, like a small number, it has affected us and killed people, our age.
Yeah.
And but it's mainly for, like, not the elderly. Obviously, they are part of it, but it's the people that have underlying medical conditions. The people that are shielding, for instance, or in the second lockdown should be shielding. It's they're the priority for the vaccine and stuff like that, and for treatment and stuff, because it's like, it's your choice to. It's not really your choice to go out and expose yourself to this, because you still got to do routine things like go out to fucking wherever you shop for food shopping to get food, and loads of other people there fucking out. But yeah, there's like mitigation things in place, like mask, hand sanitizer, space, all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's mitigation. It's not complete mitigation. You still might catch.
Yeah.
From doing things like that, you can't really avoid doing. But then there's the people that are shielding that just, do not go outside, even if it's. And I think the focus should be on them.
I agree.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of how do I put this politely?
Fuck politeness, let's go.
I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Fucking idiots out there.
Yeah.
They think it's like fake and stuff like that. Like, oh, you're just a sheep. You're just blinded. Oh, well. You're like, well, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
There's people who don't believe it, and you're like, well, who are you? Like, who the fuck you are? Like, it's ridiculous. It's like the anti-maskers and shit. It breaks me.
The problem is because the reason people can be chatting shit about it is because of how it's been handled by the powers that be.
Oh.
It leads them to have distrust in the whole thing, which I get it, I understand it, but it's kind of like it's the same thing.
Didn't help the situation.
No, but a mask is the same thing as a condom. You don't wear it for yourself. You wear it so it doesn't give any detrimental effect to someone else.
100%. But you know, there is an element of protecting yourself as well. They're like
smaller.
Someone sneezes in your general direction. You'd rather be wearing a mask, wouldn't you, to protect yourself?
Yeah.
So there's that side of things. Do you know what I mean? I see what you're getting at.
And just the shitty advice we've been given as well, because the advice we were given was stay at home, don't see anyone, lock yourself away, as opposed to no one gave a shit about exercise, eating well, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. That's what we should have been fucking told, to make sure your immune system goes up and doesn't go down, as opposed to just don't see anyone.
Vitamin C supports healthy immune system. Vitamin C?
Yes. C, D, and zinc and magnesium.
I thought zinc and magnesium was for like proper like muscle working. I don't fucking know what you want to call it.
Yeah, so that is the primary function of both of them. The magnesium and zinc are part of the sort of the amino acids that build and recover muscle. So if you haven't done a workout at any point during the day before bed, you have magnesium and go to sleep, you'll go to sleep quicker and you'll recover better because it builds the muscle. But the secondary function of both of them, same with vitamin C, is it raises the immune system, makes it stronger.
Fair enough. You learn something.
I know. And if I'm not a teacher of people, what am I?
Well, there's a lot of things, mate.
Moving on. I mean, no one gave a shit about that. It's just like, well, people gave a shit about it, but no one in influence or authority was like, let's be preventative and let's make sure everyone's as healthy as can be. They were like,
I think there's a lot of focus from the government on trying not to cause mass panic.
Yes. Yeah.
And I always remember when we came out of lockdown, I was like, this seems a bit premature coming out of lockdown. And I get it's the social economic side of things that was taking a massive fucking break and still is. It's like, you know, it's in tatty bobbin.
Yeah.
But what's more important, the economy or the people there? The people in, you know, society.
What you've got to weigh up is you've really got to weigh up. You've got to weigh up deaths is what you've got to weigh up. It's deaths from coronavirus or deaths from other things caused by the socioeconomic situation. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do it.
We are not in position. If we were in position to know that sort of stuff, we would not be in the jobs we are.
Yeah. Anyone listening? Anyone listening? Don't listen to us. We're fucking idiots. All right. Yeah, I think I'm only parroting what someone else said, but they said that it was just like there's a tipping point coming soon where you're going to lose more people to the lack of jobs than you are to the virus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's if I'm giving them, you know, a benefit of the doubt, it's a fucking horrific job. And how do you decide to do that? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into too much, but like everyone's saying, you know, Big Boris, Bojo himself, the man, myth, the legend. He's done like a shit job, all this shit, you know, the government's crap, the wank at all this. It's not. There's no winning outcome.
No.
I think people don't realize that. They're like, oh, I should have done this, this, and this, and then coronavirus won't be an issue. No, there's no preferable path to have been taken where this goes away and it's all clean and it's all squared.
Yeah, there's no winning formula.
It's an element of you got to ride the lightning. Do you know what I mean? So I think they get a bit too much stick for what they don't. No, don't get me wrong. They don't get off scot-free. They're still dickheads, but
yeah, like, it can be both. They're not mutually exclusive.
But it's not. The calls they're making are not easy ones to call. It doesn't matter who's in power. It doesn't matter what party has power. It's not an easy situation to deal with. I think people need to remember that.
Yeah, and it's so easy for backseat drivers or quarterbackers, however you want to, couch philosophers, however you want to, armchair philosophers, even however you want to describe them. It's so easy to criticize people for doing something that you're not doing.
Yeah,
and especially now when you do have all of this emotional stress and uncertainty and fear, people are more likely to lash out at stuff because they're feeling like that, so they're going to yell at other people or stuff. But I mean, I don't have it. I've never had it. I never will. I feel like Twitter is just like a fucking war zone at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not having anything to do with that.
One way or the other, is it?
No, it's like fucking hell. Your Twitter was bad enough. Then you take people away from being allowed to go outside. And what else are they going to do? Just sit in front of their fucking phone all day. And it's not even like they're on. Like, at the minute, I'm on my laptop, and it's quite nice. I've got my space and movement and everything. But if I was on my phone, I'd just be like all the time.
So I'm on my phone now, like doing this, because my computer is a desktop and I haven't got a webcam or anything like that.
Oh, fair enough.
So I'm on my phone now, but yeah, like, I see what you mean. It's a struggle. Yeah.
But this, again, I've said this before, but this is why I wanted to do this, because we had so much. I mean, again, geographically, it wasn't easy for like yourself and other friends of ours who are elsewhere. But
yeah,
I just wanted
over an hour, just over an hour away from each other.
Yeah, but I wanted to sort of do this because I can then still have interaction with people, especially his forehead. There you go.
Oh, fuck off.
I'll try to make a really. Okay, let me know when you're done, so I'm gonna be pointing it again.
Yeah. There you go.
This is why I wanted to do this, because I can have like this conversation with the people that I care about, even if I can't see them, and I wanted to be able to provide this to other people who we normally hang out with. Obviously, we can't. So they could listen to this, and even if they can't be here with us, they can feel like they're part of the conversation by listening to it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's nice to hear your friends talk.
Yeah.
In a weird way, but
it's
true.
It is.
Friends, if you're listening.
Well, because I imagine the only people listening to this is just the people I know, which is, I don't care. Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. That's all I need. So
that's all it's for. Like, there were a good reason to do it.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it for all you lot, so there you go.
I've not listened or watched any of your podcasts.
You're just a bad
No, I just keep forgetting this, mate. I'm sorry, mate. And I'm a busy fuck.
I was going to say, you're in one of the two people who are in a unique situation compared to the rest of us. I'll let you off.
Who's the other?
Mr. Chapman.
Yeah, no, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's got bollocks to be dealing with.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I don't know where he is now. I know he's moved back down from Yorkshire, but I don't know where he is.
He's in Tidworth.
Okay, fair enough.
He's literally 5-minute drive from where I live. Work.
Oh, we moved back there. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was the last time I heard or talked to him. No. I'll chat him up at some point.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Shoot the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to talk about something, but I completely fucking forgot what it was.
That's a good look.
It's gone. It's fucking gone.
What are your plans for December time anyway, mate?
So Jasmine's bringing some of her family down. Obviously, COVID restrictions apply, and it's our first Christmas in our house, so
beautiful.
Quite nice. But it's just chilling. Obviously, I'm going to. Well, I'm on a deployment, and I think beginning of January. It's still not confirmed yet, and I'm this close, which is infuriating.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But yeah, so I'm deploying for 3 months, I think, for that. Yeah. Roughly around January till March. So I'll be prepping stuff for that. But I've got a bit of leave coming up. So this week coming is my last week in work before I go on Christmas leave.
Cool.
Which is quite nice. But I think we're looking to be back in work for the 29th as it stands.
Yep.
And then I think we're fucking off on deployment. So yeah.
It's so bloody annoying they're not telling you exactly when you're going.
Well, it's like they can't at the moment. There's a lot of there's like two conflicting issues, two groups of people of what to do with us.
Yeah.
And right, a lot of because we're deploying overseas.
Yeah.
Matter of are we quarantining in country or where we're going? So one group wants us to do one group wants us to do another, and it's trying to find that medium.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, because for Christmas time, everyone always does their own thing. But New Year wise, you've got a invitation up here, provide if you're here, obviously. Unless you.
As it stands.
Fair enough. Well, if you were to be here, would you rather have New Year at yours, or would you rather do it up here?
I think for ease of access, probably there, because more of our friends live closer to you than it is from my ends.
Yeah.
And it's just transportation to and from.
Yeah.
Regarding that, especially with obviously dedicated drivers and taxis and Ubers and all that shit.
Yeah.
I think probably best idea to go at yours. I'd happily have New Year's Eve here.
Yeah.
Just distance.
Yeah.
Room.
Well, we'll see because I don't know really what rules they're doing for New Year. I've seen the Christmas rules, but I haven't seen New Year. I don't know what they're doing about that.
So I think they're planning to go back into another national lockdown after the Christmas period.
Right.
Now, does that cover us, New Year's, or I don't know.
It's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, because they're lifting it a little bit, 23rd to 27th. Yeah.
No, I think that's from the 5th. Hang on, let me see the calendar.
23rd, 27th, you are allowed. What was it? You're allowed to be with three households.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think I don't know how many people there. I don't know if they're including that as a rule of 6. So if that's 3 people or 18 people, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's
is that including your household? That's the issue. There's no to the letter direction.
I think it will. I think odds are it probably is including you, probably. Safer to assume that way. I reckon they're going to have these rules, but people are just going to do whatever the fuck they want to do anyway. I mean, it's New Year, so
that's the reason lifting the lockdown for Christmas, because I know people are going to fuck it off anyway and do whatever they want, because the British public are dickheads.
Yeah, and also you kind of need it for the morale of people. Otherwise, it's going to be a fucking rough time.
People have had a really tough year. They have. Without being a snowflake about it, they have. But yeah, hopefully it'll rejuvenate a bit of morale.
Yeah, for sure. Just get everyone absolutely fucking hammered on New Year's Eve. To be fair, a lockdown New Year's Day will probably be fine because it'll be like, great, no work. Oh yeah. a 2-week-long hangover. You're like, yeah, I'm staying in bed. I am not moving.
Yeah, we say that, but key workers will still fucking work, wouldn't they?
True.
Regardless.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, what are you having for dinner tonight then, man?
The important question of the day. I am making a chicken casserole, my friend.
Ooh, nice. What for you?
It's just father and I, because Louise is looking over to Louise
Oh,
back. But it should
fair
be
enough.
good, man. It should be good.
Nice, man. I have no idea what we're gonna cook.
I like it. What's that? So
Got some, yeah, somewhere.
what's the arrangement with Jasmine then? How is she? How are you guys doing this self-isolating thing? Because you're still going out and about, aren't you? Yeah.
So that unless she displays symptoms,
Yeah.
I'm still free to go about like normal COVID rules.
Oh, fine.
As soon as she displays symptoms, that's when I have to isolate as well for 2 weeks.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Because part of me was about to get really pissed off. I spent 2 weeks at home, but no, I did it right because Amy did everything.
No, you did the
All right, cool.
Yeah, she's not displayed any symptoms. It's like isolated. When I was in contact with someone who was positive, I isolated for 2 weeks, which sucked because I couldn't even go out for like runs or tabs or anything. Doing a bit of fizz and that.
Yeah.
And I could do like circuits with the weights we got in the garden and stuff like that, which I did. But it was nice to do a bit more like CV work as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't like go out shopping. It was very different from the first lockdown, where like I was still in work. I was fucking doing shopping and all that jazz. Whereas when you're like self-isolating as opposed to lockdown, you can't do anything. And that's what Jasmine was like, crawling the walls, mate. It's brutal. Only done a week.
Oh, she hasn't got that much longer left. She's gone past the point of no return.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Decent stuff. Right, my man. I've got some other errands to do for the rest of the day. This has been a true pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine. It's fucking great to see you again, man.
Likewise, mate. I feel like I can just reach out and just touch your face. Yeah.
Get away from me.
I'm not contagious. It's fine.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, appreciate this, mate. Thank you very much for joining me on this. It's been awesome.
That's great, man.
Sweet. All right, my brother. I will catch up with you later on. I'll keep supplying you with endless memes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Love you, man.
Take care, man. Bye.
In a bit.
Bye.